Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am so grateful you have joined me today. And I can't wait to dive into something that has the power to change your life. A woman's strength lies not only in her grace, but in her wisdom to discern what should be spoken and what should remain unsaid. There are moments in life where silence becomes a shield and understanding becomes a tool for building trust and harmony. When it comes to relationships with men, there is a power in knowing how to communicate with intention. The words you choose have the potential to either uplift or discourage, to build or to break. There are certain things a wise woman refrains from sharing, not out of fear or deceit, but because some truths are better left unsaid. First, never reveal your deepest insecurities too early. Men are drawn to confidence, to the strength that you carry in yourself. When you bear every doubt or fear, you risk being seen as unsure of your own value. Instead, carry yourself with quiet assurance, knowing your worth is not up for debate. Second, avoid going into unnecessary details about past relationships. Dwelling on the mistakes or successes of your past can create a shadow in the present. Men don't need to hear about every heartbreak you've endured or every flaw of those who came before him. Such stories can breed comparison, and comparison can become a thief of joy in your current relationship. Third, protect the sanctity of your family's private matters. Your partner doesn't need to know every conflict or flaw within your family dynamic. Sharing these details not only exposes others, but may also lead to judgments or assumptions that could strain your relationship. Wisdom is knowing how to create boundaries between what is private and what can be shared. Lastly, never diminish him by comparing him to others. A man's confidence is deeply tied to how he feels he is seen by the woman he loves. Words of comparison, especially those that place him below someone else, can leave lasting wounds. Instead, focus on uplifting him, reminding him of the unique qualities that drew you to him in the first place. In every relationship, communication is a bridge. It can connect two souls, but it can also break under the weight of carelessness. To speak with wisdom is to build with purpose. Your words have the power to create an environment where love thrives, where trust deepens, and where respect is mutual. Today, choose your words carefully. Speak life into the man you care about, and remember that silence is not weakness. It is a strategy. By withholding what doesn't serve the relationship, you make room for what does. And in that wisdom, you build something that can stand the test of time. A woman's deepest fears and doubts are a reflection of her humanity, her vulnerability, and the complexities of her inner world. However, not every fear or doubt is meant to be shared openly, especially in the early stages of a relationship. When a woman constantly voices her uncertainties, she risks being misunderstood or perceived as lacking confidence. Men are often drawn to the strength they perceive in a woman, the quiet assurance that she knows who she is and what she brings to the table. The girl? To expose every inner struggle prematurely can overshadow the qualities that make her unique and admirable. Sharing fears such as self-doubt about appearance, abilities, or life choices may inadvertently shift the focus from connection to reassurance. While seeking support is natural, making a habit of expressing insecurities without balance can create a dynamic where one partner feels burdened to constantly validate the other. Over time, this can erode the foundation of mutual respect and admiration. It's essential to understand that men often look for a partner who complements their own sense of purpose and vision, someone who walks with them as a source of encouragement, not as a constant reminder of what is lacking. A wise woman knows that not every inner battle needs to be externalized. Some fears are best confronted internally or shared with trusted mentors or friends who can provide constructive guidance. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but understanding that timing and context matter. Choosing to share doubts in moments where trust has been firmly established allows for vulnerability to be met with understanding rather than judgment. When a woman leads with confidence and grace, even when she is navigating her own uncertainties, she communicates strength. It is this strength that ultimately inspires trust and admiration in any relationship. Society encourages admiration and reverence towards beauty. When it comes to the intimate details of past relationships, there is wisdom in discretion. Every person carries a history, and while sharing certain aspects of your past can build understanding and connection, oversharing the private details of previous relationships can lead to unnecessary complications. Men often seek a sense of uniqueness in the relationship they share with you, a feeling that they occupy a special place in your life. Bringing the weight of past experiences into the present can overshadow this sense of exclusivity and make them question their significance. Speaking extensively about past partners, recounting every flaw or failure can create a shadow of comparison. Even if the intent is to explain lessons learned or personal growth, too much focus on what went wrong with someone else can leave a man feeling as though he's competing with a ghost. On the other hand, highlighting the positive traits of a former partner can unintentionally set a standard he may feel pressured to meet or exceed. These comparisons, whether implied or direct, can erode the confidence and trust needed to build a healthy connection. Furthermore, the private moments shared with someone from your past are not meant for public consumption. Sharing the intimate details of those experiences can signal a lack of boundaries and respect for privacy, which could raise concerns about how you might handle the current relationship in the future. A man may wonder if his vulnerabilities or shared moments will one day become a subject of discussion. And instead, a woman should focus on the present and the potential of the relationship she is building. Letting the past remain where it belongs allows the relationship to thrive without unnecessary distractions or insecurities. By honoring the privacy of previous experiences, you create an atmosphere of trust, respect, and focus on the future. Family secrets and private matters are sacred aspects of one's life that deserve careful handling. Every family has its struggles, conflicts, and imperfections, but these should not be exposed indiscriminately, especially in a romantic relationship. A woman who openly shares every challenge within her family risks eroding the trust and respect that others have placed in her. Family matters are often deeply rooted and complex, and discussing them without context or purpose can lead to misunderstandings or unfair judgments. When a woman reveals the private struggles of her family, she may unintentionally paint a picture that overshadows their strengths, values, and contributions to her life. These stories, once shared, can never truly be taken back, and they may influence how a partner views not only her family, but also her own ability to maintain boundaries. Men often value a woman's loyalty not just to them, but to the people who have been part of her journey. Sharing sensitive family details can create doubts about her discretion and her capacity to protect the sanctity of their own relationship in the future. Moreover, exposing family secrets can burden a partner with information they may not know how to process. What may seem like a small detail to her could be interpreted as a red flag or create a sense of responsibility to fix problems that are beyond their control. This added weight can lead to unnecessary strain in the relationship, detracting from its growth and harmony. A wise woman knows that certain matters are best addressed within the family itself or with trusted confidants who can offer guidance. It is not about hiding the truth, but about respecting the privacy of those involved. In protecting family secrets, she upholds the values of loyalty, integrity, and wisdom, which are foundational to building a relationship rooted in trust and mutual respect. Negative comparisons to other men can be deeply damaging to a relationship, undermining trust and eroding the foundation of mutual respect. When a woman compares her partner to another man, especially in unfavorable ways, it can strike at the core of his self-esteem. Men are wired to seek affirmation, particularly from the women they value. And when they are measured against someone else, it often leads to feelings of inadequacy and resentment. Such comparisons, even if made casually or unintentionally, carry the weight of judgment and can linger long after the words are spoken. Highlighting another man's qualities, whether it's his success, appearance, or achievements, can make your partner feel as though he falls short in your eyes. Even if your intention is to motivate or inspire, the effect is often the opposite. Instead of encouraging growth, it may breed insecurity or defensiveness. A man who feels he is constantly being compared will start to question whether he is good enough. Not just for you, but in general. This can lead to a breakdown in communication and emotional intimacy, as he may withdraw to protect himself from further criticism. What's step 2? Moreover, comparisons can create unnecessary competition in your partner's mind. He may feel the need to measure up to someone who is not part of your relationship, turning his focus away from building something meaningful with you. This competitive mindset can shift the relationship from a place of partnership to one of silent rivalry, ultimately damaging the bond that should bring you closer. A woman's words hold the power to uplift or tear down. Choosing to focus on your partner's unique strengths and expressing appreciation for who he is can foster a sense of security and encouragement. By avoiding negative comparisons, you allow the relationship to grow in confidence, trust, and mutual respect, creating a space where both partners can thrive. Elemention il deo fi. Unnecessary criticism of a man's aspirations can strike at the very heart of his identity and purpose. A man's ambitions are often tied to his sense of self-worth, and the dreams he pursues are a reflection of his desire to create, achieve, and provide meaning in his life and for those he loves. When a woman dismisses or criticizes his goals, even casually, it can feel like a rejection of his value and potential. Words of doubt or discouragement, no matter how small, have the power to echo in his mind, causing him to question not only his dreams, but also the support he thought he had in the relationship. Don't mention any names yet, but each identifies which means the second option, that the men look to the women in their lives for encouragement and affirmation, especially during moments of uncertainty. When criticism replaces support, it creates a sense of isolation rather than partnership. A woman's skepticism about his aspirations might stem from genuine concerns or practical observations, but if delivered in a way that undermines his confidence, it can have a lasting negative effect. It can have a lasting negative effect. Instead of helping him refine his goals, unnecessary criticism may push him into defensiveness or cause him to abandon dreams that could have flourished with the right encouragement. Furthermore, constantly questioning his ambitions can signal a lack of belief in his abilities. This can be particularly harmful when he is already navigating the pressures of proving himself to the world. A man who feels unsupported at home may struggle to find the motivation to persevere as the person he values most seems to doubt him. This dynamic can strain the relationship, creating emotional distance and a sense of disconnection. A woman's role in a man's journey is not to dictate his path, but to walk alongside him with faith in his potential. Constructive feedback is valuable, but it must be delivered with sensitivity and respect. By choosing words that inspire rather than discourage, she can become a source of strength that propels him towards success, knowing that she believes in his dreams as much as he does. Oversharing personal struggles can unintentionally shift the dynamics of a relationship, creating imbalances that may be difficult to navigate. While vulnerability is a cornerstone of emotional intimacy, constantly sharing every difficulty or challenge you face can overwhelm a partner and lead to unintended consequences. Men in particular often feel a natural inclination to protect and solve problems for the people they care about. And when a woman frequently shares her struggles without boundaries, it can create a sense of helplessness or inadequacy if he feels unable to provide solutions or relief. Expressing personal struggles in excess may also shift the relationship's focus from mutual growth to a one-sided dynamic. A man may begin to feel that the weight of emotional support rests entirely on his shoulders, which can lead to feelings of exhaustion or frustration over time. This imbalance can hinder the relationship's ability to thrive as a partnership, where both individuals feel equally supported and valued. Additionally, oversharing personal struggles can blur the line between transparency and emotional dependency. While it's important to communicate challenges, sharing every frustration, fear, or hardship can make it seem as though the woman lacks emotional resilience or the ability to process some struggles independently. This perception can inadvertently affect how a man views her strength and independence, qualities that are often admired and respected in a partner. It's also worth noting that not all personal struggles are meant to be shared with a partner. Some issues require internal reflection or the guidance of a trusted friend or mentor to process effectively. Choosing which struggles to share and when to share them is an act of emotional intelligence that preserves balance and respect in the relationship. By exercising discernment, a woman demonstrates her ability to manage challenges while still inviting her partner into her world thoughtfully and meaningfully. Unfiltered negative thoughts or feelings, when expressed without care, can cause significant harm to a relationship. Words spoken in anger or frustration carry a weight that often exceeds the moment, leaving lasting impressions that can erode trust and intimacy. While it is natural to experience negative emotions, allowing those feelings to spill out unchecked can create unnecessary conflict and distance between partners. A man may perceive such outbursts as personal attacks, even if the intent was not to hurt him directly, which can lead to defensiveness, resentment, or withdrawal. When a woman expresses every negative thought or feeling without considering the timing or delivery, it can make her partner feel as though he is constantly walking on eggshells. This dynamic often shifts the relationship away from open communication and toward guarded interactions, where one or both parties feel reluctant to express themselves fully. Over time, this can create a sense of emotional instability, where the man may question whether he can rely on the relationship to be a safe and supportive space. Furthermore, unfiltered negativity can overshadow the positive aspects of the relationship. A man who consistently hears criticism or pessimism may struggle to feel appreciated or valued, even if those feelings are present but unspoken. Negative words often linger longer than positive ones, and the impact can be difficult to reverse, especially if they attack aspects of his character, efforts, or dreams. The hoax: if you don't justify the means of your action, expressing feelings is essential, but it requires mindfulness and balance. Choosing words that convey honesty without harm demonstrates emotional maturity and respect. By taking time to process negative emotions before speaking, a woman can ensure that her words foster understanding rather than conflict. This approach not only strengthens communication, but also reinforces the bond of trust and respect that every healthy relationship needs to thrive. In relationships, the power of words cannot be underestimated. Every conversation, every expression holds the potential to either build up or tear down. A woman who understands the impact of her words, who chooses to speak with wisdom, compassion, and respect creates a space where trust flourishes and love deepens. It is in the moments of silence, thoughtfulness, and careful communication that the true strength of a partnership is revealed. Words, when used wisely, are a tool for building, nurturing, and sustaining the bond between two people. A wise woman knows when to speak and, more importantly, when to pause, allowing her actions and her presence to speak louder than her words ever could. In doing so, she cultivates a relationship where both partners feel valued, supported, and encouraged to reach their fullest potential. Let your words be a source of strength, not division, and let your relationship thrive in the light of mutual respect and understanding. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am so grateful you have joined me today, and I can't wait to dive into something that has the power to change your life. There is a certain kind of woman who stands out in a man's life. Someone he will never forget. You see, it's not about physical beauty, though that may turn heads. It's about the essence of who she is. It's the confidence with which she carries herself, knowing her worth, loving herself, and never seeking validation from anyone outside of her own being. This is the woman who commands respect, not because she demands it, but because she has it and she knows it. Her strength doesn't come from trying to control everything around her, but from her ability to be emotionally intelligent. She understands her own heart and can read the emotions of others. This ability to connect deeply and authentically creates a bond that stays far beyond the fleeting moments. What makes her truly unforgettable is her authenticity. In a world where many wear masks, she is unashamedly herself. She doesn't hide behind pretenses. Her truth shines through in everything she does, and that's what leaves an indelible mark on his heart. She's not defined by anyone else. She doesn't seek approval from the world around her because she has already found her validation. This independence, this sense of freedom is what sets her apart. She knows that the greatest power lies within herself. And it's this kind of strength that is etched in his memory. But her power doesn't end there. It's in the kindness and compassion she shows to others, whether they're strangers or loved ones. Her care goes beyond words, and it's in the way she lifts others up that he realizes the depth of her heart. This is the kind of woman who leaves a legacy of goodness that cannot be forgotten. She also ignites his mind. She doesn't just speak, she challenges him, pushes him to grow, and inspires him to think. There's something about the way she engages in conversation that stays with him long after the words have been spoken. She's intellectually stimulating, a true partner in thought. And finally, she is driven by passion. She has goals, aspirations, and a fire in her heart that propels her forward. Her ambition is not just a dream, but a living, breathing force that propels her life. She does not wait for the world to give her a place. She creates her own. A woman who embodies these qualities will never be forgotten. It's not about grand gestures, but about the way she carries herself in the everyday moments. This kind of woman leaves an imprint that time cannot erase. She becomes the standard against which all others are measured, and her impact lasts far beyond what words can express. Confidence and self-love are the foundations of a woman's strength and magnetism. A woman who truly understands her value is not swayed by the opinions of others or constantly seeking validation. She knows who she is, and she embraces that person fully, without hesitation or regret. This self-assurance radiates outward, making her not just noticed. It's in the way she walks into a room with her head held high, the way she speaks with conviction, and the way she carries herself as if she belongs. Because she knows. She does. Self-love plays a crucial role in building this confidence. When a woman loves herself, she doesn't wait for someone else to give her the approval she already grants herself. She nurtures her own spirit and mind, making time for self-care, for reflection, and for growth. She doesn't allow the negativity of others to define her. Instead, she creates her own narrative and holds fast to her self-respect. So being succinct in your action, she draws on your perspective. Self-love means embracing all parts of herself, the strengths and the imperfections, and accepting them with grace. It's about understanding that she doesn't need to prove herself to anyone, because she is already enough just as she is. This combination of confidence and self-love creates an inner peace that is unmistakable. It's a quiet yet powerful presence that draws people in and makes them take notice. She doesn't need to boast about her accomplishments. They speak for themselves. A woman who is grounded in self-love and confidence leaves a lasting impression because she doesn't seek to be anyone else but herself. And that authenticity is what makes her unforgettable. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, manage, and effectively express emotions in a way that fosters connection and harmony. For a woman, emotional intelligence is a powerful force that shapes her interactions with the world around her. It begins with self-awareness, the ability to recognize and understand her own emotions and how those emotions influence her thoughts and behaviors. This awareness allows her to remain in control of her feelings, even in challenging situations, and helps her navigate life with a calm and clear perspective. But emotional intelligence doesn't stop with self-awareness. It extends to empathy, the ability to tune into the emotions of others and respond with sensitivity and understanding. A woman with emotional intelligence can read a room, sensing when someone is hurting or when a situation is becoming tense. She knows how to offer comfort, how to listen without judgment, and how to create a space where others feel seen and heard. Her empathy builds trust and deepens relationships because people feel safe with her. Moreover, emotional intelligence enables her to regulate her emotions even in the face of stress or conflict. She knows when to speak and when to remain silent, when to act and when to pause. This emotional balance gives her the ability to stay calm under pressure, make thoughtful decisions, and respond rather than react in emotionally charged moments. Her ability to navigate her own emotions and understand those of others makes her an exceptional communicator and a natural leader. People are drawn to her not only because she is intelligent, but because her emotional wisdom allows her to connect with others on a deeper, more meaningful level. Authenticity is a rare and powerful trait that makes a woman truly unforgettable. It is the courage to show up in the world as her true self, without pretensions or the need to conform to the expectations of others. An authentic woman is not afraid to be vulnerable, to share her true thoughts and feelings, and to stand firm in her values and beliefs. Even when they go against the grain, she doesn't feel the need to wear a mask or live a life that is dictated by the opinions or judgments of others. Her life is a reflection of who she truly is, and that genuine expression is what captivates those around her. When a woman is authentic, she exudes a kind of energy that draws people to her. She doesn't try to impress or please anyone. Instead, she simply lives in a way that is aligned with her true essence. People are naturally attracted to her because of the freedom she embodies, the peace she exudes, and the honesty she brings into every interaction. Her authenticity makes her trustworthy, because what you see is truly what you get. There is no pretense, no hidden agenda. Moreover, an authentic woman is not bound by the need to seek approval. She embraces her individuality and celebrates her uniqueness. Whether in the way she dresses, the way she speaks, or the way she makes decisions, she is comfortable in her own skin. Her authenticity allows her to build deep, meaningful relationships because others feel safe and accepted in her presence. But she creates an environment where people can be themselves too, fostering openness and honesty that are the cornerstones of lasting connections. Independence is a powerful and admirable trait that sets a woman apart, not just in her relationships with others, but in her approach to life. A woman who is truly independent is not defined by the expectations or limitations of anyone else. She is secure in her own identity and does not rely on external validation to affirm her worth. Her confidence comes from within, from her own sense of self, and her ability to navigate the world on her terms. This independence is not about being isolated or self-sufficient to the point of exclusion. It is about being whole and complete on her own so that she can freely give and receive love, support, and connection without being dependent on others for her happiness or well-being. An independent woman knows how to take care of herself, both emotionally and financially. She is responsible for her own life, making decisions that align with her values and goals, and is not afraid to take risks in pursuit of her dreams. She understands that her life is hers to shape, and she is proactive in creating the future, whether it's in her career, personal development, or relationships. She stands firm in her choices and doesn't wait for permission to live life according to her own vision. This independence also gives her the ability to love without attachment or neediness. She knows how to be there for others, but she doesn't lose herself in the process. She is capable of being emotionally available, yet she understands the importance of maintaining her own sense of identity. Her strength lies in the freedom to make choices for herself and the courage to pursue her own path without fear of judgment or failure. This kind of independence not only empowers her, but it also inspires those around her to step into their own power and live authentically. Kindness and compassion are the quiet forces that leave a lasting imprint on a woman's life, both on those she encounters and on her own spirit. A woman who embodies kindness has a heart that is open and generous, offering love and understanding without expectation of anything in return. She sees the humanity in others regardless of their circumstances and treats everyone with dignity and respect. Her kindness isn't reserved only for those she knows well. It extends to strangers, to those who are struggling, and to those who may have wronged her. She believes that kindness is a language that transcends barriers and creates connection in the most unexpected places. Compassion, the ability to empathize deeply with the pain or struggles of others, amplifies the power of kindness. It's the ability to not just feel sorry for someone, but to truly understand their experience and offer comfort in a way that makes them feel seen, heard, and valued. A compassionate woman has the rare gift of knowing when to listen, when to offer a kind word, and when to provide help in practical ways. She doesn't offer empty gestures. She gives from a place of genuine concern, allowing her actions to speak louder than words. What makes kindness and compassion unforgettable is that they come from a place of selflessness. A woman who is truly compassionate doesn't need to be thanked or acknowledged. Her reward lies in the act itself, in knowing that she has made a difference in someone's life, no matter how small. These qualities make her a source of light in a world that can. Her kindness and compassion become part of her legacy, something that others carry with them long after she's gone. Intellectual depth is a defining characteristic of a woman who leaves an indelible mark on those around her. It's not about how much she knows, but how deeply she engages with the world, how she connects ideas, and how she applies wisdom in her daily life. A woman with intellectual depth has a thirst for knowledge that extends beyond superficial understanding. She doesn't settle for surface level information. Instead, she digs deeper, questions assumptions, and challenges the status quo. She is constantly seeking to expand her understanding of the world, whether through reading, engaging in meaningful conversations, or reflecting on her own experiences. Her intellectual curiosity makes her a captivating conversationalist, someone who can talk about a wide range of topics with insight and thoughtfulness. She doesn't just regurgitate facts. She processes information critically, draws her own conclusions, and shares her perspectives in a way that sparks others to think more deeply. Her intellectual depth isn't limited to academic knowledge. It extends to emotional intelligence, cultural awareness, and a deep understanding of human nature. She is constantly learning and growing, aware that wisdom is not static but a lifelong pursuit. What makes her truly unforgettable is not just her ability to think deeply, but her ability to inspire others to think deeply as well. She challenges the people around her to look beyond their immediate surroundings, to think critically about their own lives, and to engage with the world in a more meaningful way. Her intellectual depth creates an atmosphere of growth and possibility, where ideas flourish and people feel empowered to expand their own horizons. It is this blend of curiosity, insight, and the desire to elevate others that makes her presence so impactful and memorable. Passion and ambition are the driving forces that fuel a woman's journey, transforming her dreams into reality. A woman with passion is deeply connected to what she loves, and her enthusiasm is infectious. She doesn't just go through the motions of life. She pours her heart and soul into everything she does. Her passion is visible in her eyes, her words, and her actions. It's what keeps her going when the road gets tough, what ignites her creativity, and what inspires those around her to also pursue their own dreams with fervor. Whether it's a cause she believes in, a career she's passionate about, or a personal goal she's determined to achieve, her energy and drive are undeniable. Ambition takes this passion to the next level. It is the fire that pushes her to reach beyond what is comfortable or easy. A woman with ambition doesn't wait for opportunities to come to her. She creates her own path. She sets high standards for herself and works tirelessly to meet them. Her ambition is not about seeking external validation or recognition. It is about a deep, intrinsic desire to achieve her goals, to grow, and to become the best version of herself. She is not afraid to take risks, face challenges, or fail because she knows that each step, even the missteps, brings her closer to her ultimate vision. Her passion and ambition combine to make her unstoppable. She does not let obstacles define her. Instead, she uses them as stepping stones towards success. This unwavering drive, paired with a burning love for what she does, creates a woman whose presence is both powerful and inspiring. Those around her can't help but be drawn to her energy, her determination, and the example she sets of what it means to live with purpose and pursue one's dreams with relentless dedication. Passion and ambition are the dynamic forces that propel a woman toward greatness, each fueling the other in a powerful cycle. A woman with passion is deeply invested in what she does, and it's clear in every aspect of her life. Her passion is what wakes her up in the morning, gives her purpose, and drives her to push past obstacles. Whether it's a career, a personal project, or a cause she cares about, her enthusiasm isn't just something she talks about, it's something she lives. It's in her eyes when she speaks, in her actions as she works, and in the way she inspires others with her unwavering commitment to her passions. Ambition is the force that takes her passion and turns it into action. It's the desire to go further, to reach higher, and to never settle for mediocrity. A woman with ambition doesn't wait for things to come to her. She makes things happen. She sets goals and works relentlessly toward them, whether it's in her professional life or personal endeavors. Her ambition is not about comparison or competition with others. It's about the inner drive to fulfill her potential and create the life she envisions. It's the belief that she is capable of achieving greatness and that she deserves every opportunity to do so. This combination of passion and ambition makes her unstoppable. She doesn't back down from challenges. Instead, she sees them as opportunities to grow and learn. Her passion fuels her determination, and her ambition pushes her to exceed expectations, both her own and those of others. It is this relentless pursuit of her dreams, powered by a love for what she does and an unyielding desire to succeed, that makes her unforgettable. In the end, it's clear that a woman who embodies passion, ambition, confidence, emotional intelligence, kindness, authenticity, and independence leaves a lasting impact on the people she encounters. These qualities, when present together, create a powerful and unforgettable presence. It's not about perfection, but about the way she lives with purpose and authenticity, bringing depth and meaning to her interactions and endeavors. Through these traits, she naturally becomes a woman who is remembered long after she's gone. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am so grateful you have joined me today. And I can't wait to dive into something that has the power to change your life. Let me speak to the treasure that a woman truly is. A woman of value is not just someone you meet, she is a divine gift. When a man walks away from a woman of true worth, he may not realize it immediately, but regret becomes a companion to his journey. It's not because she wasn't enough, but because she was everything he didn't know how to cherish. You see, a woman's presence in a man's life is not just about companionship, it's about transformation. She is a force of growth, a wellspring of wisdom, and a fountain of love. When a man walks away, he forfeits more than a relationship. He forfeits a future that could have been built together. And what is left? A void, a gaping hole where purpose and partnership once thrived. It is in the quiet moments when the noise of life fades that a man feels the depth of what he has lost. The care she gave, the support she provided, the love she poured, it cannot be replicated. He will look back and realize that what he thought was ordinary was in fact extraordinary. And he will find himself searching, striving, trying to fill a space that only she could occupy. But here's the truth. A woman of worth does not wait to be validated by the one who left. She rises, she grows, she becomes even more radiant because her value was never defined by who stayed or who walked away. Her value is intrinsic, divinely bestowed, and immovable. To the men who leave, they often come to the painful realization that their decision was rooted in blindness to her greatness. The world is full of people, but not everyone carries the depth, the grace, and the love of a truly remarkable woman. And when she's gone, there's no replacing her. So to the women listening today, let me encourage you, never doubt your worth. Don't allow someone's failure to see your light, cause you to dim it. The regret they feel is not your burden to bear. It's the consequence of their choices. You were not left because you lacked anything. You were left because they lacked the vision to see what was in front of them. But when a man walks away from a woman of true worth, he may not immediately understand the gravity of his loss. It often takes time and sometimes distance for him to fully realize the treasure he has left behind. A woman of value is not just someone who fills a role in a relationship. She is a rare and priceless gift. Her presence carries a depth of love, care, and support that cannot be easily found or replaced. She is unique in her essence, her perspective, and her ability to nurture the heart of the man she loves. What makes her rare is not just her qualities, but the way she invests herself in the relationship. She gives from a place of selflessness, pouring into the connection with unwavering commitment. A man may take this for granted, assuming that such a presence is common or easily replicated. But as time passes, he begins to notice that no one else can match the way she made him feel, valued, supported, and inspired. He discovers that her kindness, wisdom, and strength were not the norm, but a reflection of something extraordinary. In act, he challenges the yogi to release himself. This regret grows deeper as he encounters others who lack the authenticity and grace she embodied. He remembers the moments she uplifted him when he was down, the times she stood by him when no one else did, and the love she gave without expecting anything in return. These memories become a constant reminder of what he lost. The realization dawns that she wasn't just a part of his life, she was the best part, a true treasure he failed to cherish. And the pain of knowing that he let go of someone so rare becomes a burden he carries, one that cannot be undone. When a man loses a woman who provided authentic support, he may not grasp the depth of that loss until he faces life without her. Authentic support is not simply about being present in someone's life. It is about standing beside them in a way that empowers, uplifts, and strengthens them. A woman who offers this kind of support does so from a place of love and sincerity. She sees potential where others see flaws and speaks life into situations where others might give up. Her support is not conditional or fleeting. It is steadfast and reliable. A foundation that anchors a man through life's challenges. This kind of support is rare and its absence is deeply felt. When she is no longer there to encourage him in his pursuits, to listen without judgment, or to offer wisdom in moments of uncertainty, the man begins to feel the weight of navigating life alone. He may not have realized how much her words of affirmation fueled his confidence, or how her belief in him gave him strength to face obstacles. "I thought I knew you," he lied. Over time, the absence of her steady encouragement creates a void that cannot be easily filled. In the secret, as he interacts with others, he may find that the level of understanding and care she provided is uncommon. Where she once offered insight and empathy, he may now encounter indifference or self-interest. Her genuine investment in his growth and well-being becomes starkly evident when compared to more superficial connections. The realization strikes that her support was not a reflection of obligation, but of genuine love and commitment. Without her, life feels less stable, less inspired, and less fulfilling, leaving him to reflect on what he lost when he let go of the one who truly had his back. When a man loses a woman who is instrumental in his growth, he often fails to realize what he has given up until much later. A woman of vision and depth doesn't merely exist in a relationship. She inspires, challenges, and elevates. Her presence naturally pushes a man to become the best version of himself. She sees his potential often long before he sees it himself, and works tirelessly to help him uncover it. Daydreaming, this kind of influence is not forceful but empowering. It is rooted in her desire to see him succeed and thrive. When she is gone, the loss of that influence becomes evident in ways he may not expect. The small, seemingly ordinary moments, the encouraging words during moments of doubt, her strategic advice when he felt stuck, or even her gentle but firm corrections when he was veering off course, begin to surface in his mind as he faces life without her. He begins to realize that her belief in him was not only uplifting, but transformative. She was not just a partner, she was a catalyst for his growth, a mirror reflecting his potential back to him. In her absence, the man may struggle to find the same level of insight or guidance from others. He encounters relationships that lack the same depth and realizes that not everyone is willing or able to invest in his development the way she did. The missed opportunities for growth that she would have nurtured become painfully clear. He sees the goals he might have achieved with her support and the person he could have become under her influence. Her absence leaves a void not only in his life, but also in his future, as he comes to terms with the fact that he lost not just a partner, but a driving force for his own evolution. The absence of genuine love creates a void that is impossible to ignore. When a man loses a woman who loved him with authenticity and depth, he may not immediately recognize what he has forfeited. Genuine love is not just about words or fleeting emotions. It is a consistent, unwavering commitment to someone's well-being. It is seen in the way she prioritized him, cared for him, and stood by him through the highs and lows of life. Her love was not transactional or conditional. It was rooted in her character and her desire to see him thrive. As time passes, the void left by her absence becomes more apparent. He begins to notice that the connections he now seeks feel shallow in comparison to what he once had. Where her love was selfless and nurturing, he may now encounter relationships that are marked by self-interest or superficiality. The tenderness and patience she offered are no longer there to soothe his fears or comfort his heart. The moments she spent making him feel seen, valued, and understood replay in his mind, reminding him of what he can no longer experience. This void is not just emotional, it is deeply spiritual. Genuine love has a transformative power that leaves an imprint on the soul. It shapes how a man sees himself and the world around him. When that love is lost, it creates a sense of emptiness that no amount of distractions or replacements can fill. He may find himself longing for the security and peace her love provided, realizing that it was not just about how she loved him, but about who she was as a person. Love was a rare gift, and its absence is a constant reminder of the irreplaceable bond he once shared and failed to treasure. When a man loses a woman of value, the realization of his own shortcomings often follows in the silence of her absence. While she was present, her patience, grace, and love may have overshadowed his flaws, allowing him to overlook areas where he needed to grow. She often stood in the gap, compensating for his weaknesses with her strength and offering him the support he needed to navigate life's challenges. In her presence, he felt whole, often unaware of how much she was pouring into the relationship to cover the cracks. Once she is gone, the reality of those shortcomings becomes undeniable. The things she subtly improved or overlooked now stand exposed. He begins to notice the areas where her influence once brought balance and wisdom, her ability to mediate conflicts, to encourage him to aim higher, and to keep him grounded in moments of uncertainty. Without her presence, he may feel adrift, struggling to manage the responsibilities or decisions she once helped him navigate. This realization is not only humbling, but also painful. It forces him to confront the ways he may have taken her for granted or failed to meet her halfway. He may replay moments where her requests for more effort or understanding went unheeded, only now recognizing the truth in her words. The loss of her guidance and her ability to challenge him with love and respect becomes a glaring void. This is the story of Aram. As he reflects, he sees not only what he lost in her, but also what he failed to become while she was with him. The absence of her stabilizing presence shines a light on his immaturity, his complacency, and his lack of appreciation for her sacrifices. It is in this confrontation with himself that the depth of his regret truly takes root. When a man loses a woman who provided unmatched emotional security, he may not fully grasp the extent of his loss until he experiences life without her. Emotional security is not something that can be easily defined, but its impact is deeply felt. It is the peace that comes from knowing someone genuinely has your back, the confidence that you are accepted as you are, and the comfort of a love that remains steady through life's uncertainties. A woman who offers this kind of emotional foundation creates a safe space for a man to be vulnerable, to dream, and to grow. Her emotional security is rooted in her strength, understanding, and unwavering commitment. She knows how to create balance in the chaos, how to soothe without dismissing, and how to provide stability without control. With her, he felt grounded, knowing that whatever storms life brought, she would stand by him, offering the assurance that he was never alone in the battle. This level of support is rare and irreplaceable, something he may have taken for granted when it was always there. Once she is gone, the absence of that emotional haven becomes glaringly obvious. He begins to realize how much of his strength and confidence was drawn from her calm presence. Without her, life feels more uncertain, more fragile, and less manageable. The trivial disagreements or unmet expectations that may have led to her departure pale in comparison to the overwhelming void her absence creates. As he navigates new relationships, he quickly learns that not everyone has the capacity to provide the same depth of emotional care. He may find himself longing for the peace and security she brought, a unique and priceless gift that no one else has been able to replicate. Her presence was his anchor, and without it, life feels adrift. When a man loses a woman who is truly unique, the struggle to replace her becomes an ongoing battle he may not have anticipated. In the beginning, he might believe that what he had can be found elsewhere, that relationships are interchangeable, and that someone else can fill the role she once occupied. But as time passes, he begins to realize that what she brought into his life was not ordinary. It was extraordinary. Her uniqueness was woven into every aspect of their connection, from her personality and character to the way she loved and supported him. Her qualities were not just rare, but irreplaceable. The way she understood his unspoken words, her ability to anticipate his needs, and the way she made him feel seen and valued were all a reflection of her singular nature. She was not just another person in his life. She was a presence that elevated every moment they shared. Her laughter, her wisdom, her compassion, all of it created an atmosphere that no one else could replicate. As he searches for someone new, he may encounter people who are wonderful in their own ways, but lack the qualities that made her special. He begins to notice the small things, how she remembered the details that mattered to him, how she challenged him to grow, and how her love was not just given but deeply felt. These are not traits that can be found easily, and they cannot be manufactured. The struggle to replace her is not just about finding someone new. It is about the realization that no one else is her. What she offered was uniquely hers, and with her absence, he is left to face the void of what he once had. It is a painful recognition that some treasures, once lost, can never truly be replaced. In the end, the loss of a woman of true worth is not just a chapter closed. It's a lesson etched into the soul. She is not someone who can be replaced, forgotten, or minimized. Her presence, her love, and her uniqueness leave an indelible mark that time cannot erase. For the man who let her go, the regret is a reflection of what was not cherished in the moment, but becomes painfully clear in her absence. Let this be a reminder. Never take for granted the treasure of a woman who loves, supports, and elevates you. Recognize her value while she stands beside you, not after she walks away. True love and partnership are not common. They are divine gifts meant to be nurtured and protected. If you are blessed with such a woman, honor her, cherish her, and grow with her. Because once she's gone, the void she leaves behind is a testament not just to her greatness, but to the irreplaceable role she played in your life.